Hi, welcome to New School Year Parents. My name is Mr. Casher and I teach 7th grade civics. I want to send a quick video to introduce myself and talk a little bit about civics. So civics basically you can think of as a government class. We're going to go over the three branches of government, the origins of the American political system like the Declaration of Independence, the factors that led to independence, the rights, responsibilities, and roles of U.S. citizens and how you become a U.S. citizen, and that how to actively participate in our political system. The reason I want to make the video is I do want parents to understand, for a lot of you, this may only be your second year that your students had a dedicated social studies class. Civics is incredibly important this year, besides being an incredibly important topic for students to know. We do take an end of course, that's what the EOC is going to stand for, exam at the end of the year. It is prepared by the state, not by me. It is 56 multiple choice questions. We take it in 160-hour session, 106, feels like 160 hours, 160-minute session, all in one day, so about 2 hours and 40 minutes. And it is all multiple choice, 4 answers for each question, 56 multiple choice questions. Now, it is similar to like what students have taken in the past with an FSA reading or math. What is different with this is it directly impacts whether students pass or fail the class. It is 1/3 of students' grade for the entire year. So like it says down here, you can think of the first and second 9 weeks, half the year is 1/3 of their grade. The third and fourth 9 weeks is half their grade. And then that 1 2-hour test as 1/3 or 1/3 of their grade. So it can lower your final grade by up to 3 letter grades. If you have a comfortable B, it could drop you down to a failing score. So it is incredibly important this year that students give their best effort and work their hardest, because our goal is to get 100% of students to pass the EOC. Um, the questions are extremely difficult on the EOC, and I do make my weekly test, simulate that. So the tests are very difficult. So it's so important that students study, come to class, pay attention, and really work really hard. As you can see, about 80 to 90% of the questions are very high complex. It's not going to just be, what is this? It's going to be primary source and graphics and images and answering high level questions. So it's a very difficult test, and we want to make sure that students are ready for that. I have a couple examples of questions there. So how to be successful in class. Because it is a high stakes test, I do have high expectations. I expect students to take notes, to do their homework, to study, to pay attention in class, and to give their best effort. We talk a lot about in here, we reap what we sow. If we wait until May to start trying, you will never pass the EOC. We have to be working hard in August, September, October, all year, because that test is over everything we learned from August 10th to May 10th. We will do an interactive notebook, which is what the 5-subject notebook is for. So it's really important that we keep that up to date, that we take care of it, because when testing comes, that's kind of our textbook. Students don't have a textbook they take home. That is what they have to study. Do your homework. Students will have homework every week. It is given on Friday. It was found on students' Google Classroom. It is due the following Friday. It is for a grade, and a little grade, but it is important that students do that, because those flashcards, those videos, and studying, that's how we move this information into our long-term memory so that we can remember it in May. And then just make sure we turn assignments in on time, that we study. I can't emphasize that enough. A lot of civics is vocab and just studying and repetition and learning those words, because you can't answer the high level question if you don't know what the term is. So that's really important. Students will in the first week join my Google Classroom. They will know how to get to Google Classroom. It is good for you to know how to get to my Google Classroom, because that's where you can find all the notes, missing work, and students' homework. So students will have a Google login that they use, and that's where homework will be found. So I'll show that Google Classroom really quickly. They'll have in-class work. If students ever going to be absent for a week, I will have everything that we did that week on my Google Classroom. There'll be a tab that says like this week's work, and that's where you'll find the homework. They'll have 3 assignments every week. The first 2 they must do. It's for a grade. It's basically flashcards and a video. And the third one is a Scholastic article with extra credit. And that one's for extra credit. And I really recommend students do that. That's another important thing to keep in mind, is you want to keep your grades up as high as possible, because if you're going into the test and your average for the year is a 64%, then you're facing super high stakes tests where you have to pass that EOC, or you're not going to fail, or you're not going to pass. And civics is a high school requirement. If the EOC causes you to fail, you do have to take it on your own before you get into high school. They won't let you in. If your average is a 98% going to the EOC, then the pressure for you on the test is a little bit less. So it is really important that we study all year, that we do our work, that we do our homework, that we're paying attention, so that we learn about our great country and government, and so that I don't want anyone to fail civics because of the EOC. I want everyone to pass that. The goal is 100%. Last year, we had 93% of students pass. So that's great news. So I look forward to working with you, and have a great day.